Hi guys, I'm Xinyi Xiao. I'm a undergraduate student study information science and technology. Today, can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Yeah, you're a little quiet. It
Okay.
maybe it's just the mic. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say, well, yeah, I don't have very good math. Is it better or
Yeah,
not?
that's a lot better. Thank you.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm a undergraduate student. I know I'm pretty much younger and less experienced than most of you. Um, and so, um, but I hope here this workshop will give you some at least some outline or impression about web design and web development. That will be my future field, and I really like it, and I believe this skill will give you some assistance to your research, especially when you want to communicate with your colleagues, your other professors, other researchers. I hope it will be helpful. Thank you. Let's start a little bit ice break. So is anyone can introduce a little bit about your field and your reason to come to this workshop, something like that?
Sure, I'll start. I'm Austin Rutherford. I'm a graduate student in the School of Natural Resources here at the University of Arizona. And most of my interests in learning how to do HTML and CSS is, like you said, with science communication and building website infrastructure for sharing resources and that kind of stuff.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm also very interested in science, but I don't know that much about like natural science, like biological science is kind of thing. I'm more like information computer science. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Okay, let's start it. I don't really have slides here, but I put the entire outline of our lecture today to the HackMath MD this page. So just make sure you guys already have the link. It's in chat box. Did you all have it? You can use this. See, like this. Mm. Okay, I think you know it. Anyway, yeah. So so this class will talk a little bit about very basic HTML elements and CSS syntax. So I don't expect you have a lot of programming background, but a little bit will be very helpful. And do you guys all have a text editor installed on your computer or laptop? Good. Let's say others. Good. Okay. Yeah, if you need some help, so zero preparation. Oh, oh, I didn't share my screen. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. Can I share screen? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you should be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can you guys still see that? Good, good. So zero preparation editor this part, they will give you some my personal suggestion of my ideal about the editor choice. Yeah, anyway, I gotta use Notepad. So this thing, I gotta use this. I really like it. And I I recommend at the beginning where what's going on there? Good. Yeah, I recommend you um use the simple thing like Notepad, but not like IDE, so you can practice more. if you really want to build your a solid skill on the HTML and CS or any other programming language. Yeah, so firstly, I want to give a very simple introduction on HTML and CSS. So you might always heard about this two language if you're in any like LLC, like computer science development, this kind of field. But what is that? So HTML, it's the complete name of it is a hypertext markup language. So you say the page we're using now, HackMD, it is Markdown. Markdown is another type of markup language. So both of them are type of the same type of computer language called markup language that used to format the contents different media. So for example, I can show you a little bit. So this is the thing we're using. This is the thing I'm put on my notes here. Yeah, so you see this special part, this symbol. But when you view the website, it's different. It will help you um, kind of make it clear, reformat a little bit. So I believe markup language so can help you keep a special format you want through some software, browser, or other compiler, translator. Um, so for the HTML we are using today, you don't need install any like software or compiler. You can just use your web browser. I believe anyone already have the web browser installed on their computer. For example, I'm using Google Chrome now. Yeah, it's a very good one to for the web development. Yeah, and other things like Firefox or Safari also works. Yeah. So CSS is um, cascading style sheets. It's another type of language. We call it style sheet language. So it pretty much just used to help decorate the makeup language file. Yeah, this is a good picture to show the most three important programming language or computer language in web development. So HTML just help you build the important part or a big structure of the websites, kind of the skeleton of the human. We call it. We call him. We call him most websites. Yeah, and CSS just kind of if you play this kind of game before, I mean, it's more like a female thing, female game. It's like, so you already have a human there and you can put on the uh, hair you like for her or for him, or put down the interesting clothes you want for him. Like it kind of like decorating or dressing up game if you play this kind of game. So for me, write a CSS file, it's kind of that game. It's pretty interesting. It's could be one of the most interesting things for me because I have some like art background. I think make the website beautiful is well for most uh, uh, interesting for me in the entire development. Yeah, JavaScript we might not cover it today, but in the next step, we'll talk a little bit about JavaScript. It just make the website not just a web page. It's make it like an app. Like the app you are using on your mobile phone or desktop software, you can actually use it to do a lot of things. So so HTML and CS only can help you build a web page. It's it's a static, it's not moving, but JavaScript script can help you your web page become web app or even like an online software or online application. So it's a very powerful. but it's pretty much more complicated. We won't cover it. But at the end, I'll give you some resources about it, so you can explore it by yourself if you want. Good. Yeah. So the interesting things I want introduce a little bit is W3C. It's like an international organization to um, kind of get the standard of HTML, CSS, and like syntax. So things like we just talked about for HTML and CSS, they are compiled or translated to the thing you can see, like the web page you can see through web browser, right? But they have lots of different type of web browser like Chrome, like Firefox. Um, so this web browser are built by different companies. So, so that they might have different standard. But if every web browser have their own like a markup language or style sheet language, that'll be a disaster for developer, right? So WCC is this international organization. They build a standard um, for the for this web language, the markup language and style sheet language, so that this web browser should somehow at least support most part of this standard, especially HTML, CSS standard. And HTML and CSS is the most widespread language used by most web developers. And yeah, so WCC is you can check out their website. Yeah, like the standard. Yeah, if you're interested in it, you can read more. It's a very, very useful website for developers. Anyway, good. So, okay, we talk a lot, but now we should really write some code now. So open your editor. Is it good? Anyone good? Like, have any question or not? Are you ready? Good, good, nice. Yeah, I already read a little bit. This is should be exactly same thing. I put the codes here. Anyway, I'm gonna delete it and rewrote it so we can run through every line of it to build a fundamental idea of HTML. Okay, so first line, yeah, it's not It'll be okay. Can you still hear me? Because I need the two hands. Did you hear me?
Maybe if you just, I don't want to say scream, just talk loudly, I guess, and should be okay.
Okay, good. Is it good? Better?
Yeah, I can hear.
Good, good. Yeah. So first line is dot type HTML. Dot type is that this line just let the web browser know you are using HTML, pretty much. Yeah. I encourage you all attach it. Even sometimes some web browser they might when you put HTML codes this without this line, you can still they can still recognize this HTML and we translate into web page. But I prefer to attach it. So doc type means document type. So just let the web browser know it's HTML. Yeah. Oh, second one is HTML. Language is English. So this is the first, I'll say, real HTML elements we talk about. So this one, this is several. There's a couple interesting concepts you have to know. HTML, this is the element, and HTML wrap up between these two little wings. We call it tag. So this is the open tag. So at the end, we'll have a close tag, HTML.
Sorry to interrupt. Are we supposed to be seeing your notepad screen? Right
Oh,
now,
you didn't see that?
we're seeing the browser still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll
No worries.
repeat it. I'm gonna repeat it again. Yeah. Can you see this?
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Good. Can I, should I repeat it or? Yeah, I think I can repeat it. Yeah, so the first line is the document type HTML, just let web browser know this is HTML file. And the second line and another line here. This is the entire HTML codes or wrap up inside these two tags. So HTML we call it. So this is not HTML. This we call it element, HTML element. And the HTML wrapped up and between the two wings, like this, HTML, it's wrapped up. This thing we call it a tag, call it a tag. And this part you have to have it. Like the difference is that they still have like two different wings, two small wings wrapped up. Where you put this. So that means it closed this the content. So make it wrapped up. So the important thing is everything in HTML. If you want format, you should wrap up between the open tag and closing tag. Yeah, this is a very, very different things between HTML and other, I'll say, markup language like Markdown. Yeah, so just put it in mind. So everything, once you open it, if you have element, you have open tag there, you have to close it. It's very, very important thing to remember. And another thing we'll talk about is this part. So this part, we call it an attribute of an element. Attribute the element. So it will kind of set some like a detail, like give a little bit description of this element. So they will set some specific feature of the things wrapped up between this two tags, open tag and closing tag. So in here, this means language. Lang, it means language. Language equals English. So if you want to see more, we have a reference here. They have HTML. I believe they have HTML language. But most time we just use the English. So some people might not attach this part because most web browsers, their default value of language is just English. but just in case, I will attach it because I'm bilingual anyway. Yeah, like that. Can you see it? Or you still look at the notepad? Can you see web browser?
Looks good.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. Get it back. So next part. Um. Let me. I want to say. So. Okay, they'll be better. So when I change, so you can always say what's going on. So you see this picture? Just imagine the web page we're gonna write is a person. The person has head, and other part we call it body. So that next part we write head. Head. This is also the essential part of our web page. In the head, we will kind of define some important feature or details about the entire page. And in body part, body, yeah, just like me, I always close the tag you open. The body part, for example, this is this guy. Yeah. Can you see this web page? Yeah, just like this. So everything you see from here, this part is in the body. Just everything you can see on our web page is the body. But other small details like this title and some other, for example, language, what kind of character they use, we put in head. So let's do it. So title. We call it ResBazAZ. HTML. Title. And then another things, I feel like sometimes people use that, sometimes not, because some web browser will set it as default value. The meta _set equal a. That's just some type of _set. So W3 C, they have some standard for the _set. Yeah, if you're interested in it, I encourage you to check out this website. This part. We might not talk a lot about it. So I'll attach it. I put it in chat box. This one. It's very interesting, but yeah, it's a basic workshop, so Good. And also, highly recommend you put these things little bit space here so you will know they are wrapped up between the head elements. Okay, let's start the body parts. Very exciting. First thing we'll do, hello world. Just like we learn any other new language, programming language, we'll write hello world here. One. I'll explain what is H1 later. Looks good. Okay, we'll save it and check. See? We got it. And look at the file here. See? Title, res HTML, res HTML, hello world here. So does that kind of make sense for you? What I say? Good? Good? Cool. Cool. Okay, I will talk a little bit about let me close. I'll talk a little bit about H1. So H1, we call it, the H means heading. This, okay, this is I will explain a little bit. This thing, you rip up. It's comments. So the translator or the browser won't think it's a part of code. Yeah. So this is the standard syntax of the commands. So you put your commands in the middle. I am like this. Make sense? Good? Okay. Yeah, so H1 means heading. See, they have 6 different size of padding. Right. Let's do. We can just do very quick. Just do a very quick experiment to see what's the difference. Six. So there's all the different type of heading in HTML. See that? You're getting smaller, smaller and smaller and smaller. So H1 is biggest heading and H6 is smallest heading. H2, H3, H4, H5, just the number means the bigger the number is, so the size of the font is smaller. That's about my English syntax. Okay, make sense? You good? Good. Okay. I'll keep this. Next part. Good. You good? Okay, paragraph. Paragraph, P means paragraph. You pretty much just rip up the paragraph of your article of your academic paper between the paragraph. Every paragraph you need one open tag and one closing tag. For example, happy make it longer, longer. Good. Check it out. See, it's this size. It's not the board anymore. It's just like a normal, ordinary font of a paper content. Good. Cool. Next part. Document section. That's very useful. This one very useful. The so you wrap up stuff in the middle. So this is like a kind of section, like an empty space you want to put in your on your website. For example, I show you. For example, this, right? Did you see this part? Its color is different. So this is also they have lots of elements in it, like pictures, like button, like maybe some paragraph font inside it. They wrap up together and they have different colors on other part of the web page. So I believe that they use a div here. We can build our own div. We can put, for example, this paragraph in the middle. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty different, but yeah, in the future we'll see. Especially like with CSS, we'll find it's very useful and it's kind of make the structure of your web page more clear. Good. Okay. Yeah, this block and inline. This is not like individual elements, but it's a very important characteristics of elements. So for example, I'll show you. If you have 2p here, hello, check it out. See, so this one we have 2p here. They have automatic enter, like a change it to the next line. This kind of element, like p, we call it block. So this some block tag in HTML file. Yeah, there's a useful website. You can see what's the block element. So like p, they automatically have get to next line. We call it block elements. Inline elements don't have that automatic enter. So for example, this you can wrap it up in Word. There's another spin. It's another element. It's inline. Let's see what's the difference. See, there's no change here. See, and we can put another here. And out. See, there almost is no change here. They have a little bit space here because I put space in the middle. So it's not like hello world this, and it's not like that, right? So this one, if they show you this one, this result, it will be require block level element. But it's not, if it's not changed to next line, it's like this, or this, we'll call it inline element. And if you want to know what is inline, what is block, this is the good web page for you to check out. Okay, stay here. Good, we good. Okay. So, I was worried about we don't have lots of time here. So I plan to just talk a little bit about CSS. Yeah, if you need to know these things, like page layout, image list, links, I will post if it's possible, put all my tutorial or related video on the GitHub or just this website, so you can check it out. So now we talk a little bit about adding some styles. That'll be more exciting, make it pretty. Yeah, we have 3 ways to add styles. First way is like what I said before, you use attribute. Use attribute, for example, style, color, like this. See, it becomes blue, right? So this kind of syntax, we call it inline, because the style is, and the HTML elements or HTML tag, see, they're in the same line. Yeah, it's very convenient if you want like a little bit like style, some elements, they'll be very useful. But I personally prefer inline elements. Let me show you here. Sorry, the computer stuck a little bit. Yeah, on this page, they include all different types of different ways um, to add the CSS to the website. Anyway, we're not gonna wait here. I just put it here. So first, remember if you want put the style for the entire page, but not in line this way. You all plan to put it between head, because the style won't be a part of the body, won't be the thing you see directly. It will be more like a description of different elements on this web page you're gonna say. So put style here. Delete this. Okay, we have H1 here. One. Sorry, a little bit nervous now because it's don't have lots of time. Color blue. Lift it up. So. See, it's same result. Even we delete this part. The hello world, we delete this part, but it's here now. Yeah, it's a little bit far away, but I believe if you need put lots of style on the same page, I encourage you to put it on the separately. So I'll explain a little bit about the syntax. So firstly, if you want to add more style, you need to put it in the head. I just talked about it, and you need wrapped up all your style, this kind of thing, between the HTML elements called style. Wrap it up in it, and for the single line, I'll explain it. H1 is we call it a selector. So it's more like you select one element, you want render it, you want make it beautiful, you want decorate it. So when you say H1, so the browser will say, oh, we have a H1 on this web page. So we find the object, and color will say it's kind of a CSS attribute. So there are different things about H1, like for example, we have content. So hello world is the content, and size, and font size, like and the font style, like the different like font, like what's the most common one when you write a paper? Do you know that? Like I'll say New Times Row, right? Like you know what I mean? Like font, it's just font. So here we change the color of this content. So we have color, and we set it as blue. Important things, don't forget this. Otherwise, otherwise the browser will feel confused and messed up a little bit. So I make this kind of mistake and messed up the entire like style of this website. So for every line, you set the kind of feature or value to this style, to this CSS I'll say CSS attribute. Just don't forget this. Good, we're good. So I want in the last 5 minutes, I want to talk a little bit about selector. It's very important concept. So here I use the H1 as selector. So you know, for every element on one web page, they might have several like same elements. For example, we have a couple like a couple paragraph on this in this file, right? So if I say P color red, then both of them will become red. See, right? Both of them become red. But what if I just want to choose like one of them to make it red? Then we use ID. So it's same like ID is so for all the HTML elements, ID is their attribute. ID is the attribute for all the elements. So you can use for every element. ID, I call it happy. Okay. Then we delete this. Happy. So this is our select. So by this, don't forget this part. Don't forget this part, sharp. So by this, the browser will say, oh, so we choose this specific paragraph as the object we're gonna render. Color red. See, it's only this one become red, but not both of paragraph, right? Okay. But what if I want both of H1 and P have same like styles? So we can put them in a class if you learn any like object oriented like programming thing, you all know what is class. It's more like a group of things. They might not syntaxically related each other at all, but if you have if you have a little bit you put them together, then the browser will treat them as a group of things, same things, so they will render them together. For example, I'll put class, make it red. I'll delete this. Call it class red. For the class, you use this dot, and put class name. Good, looks good. And both of them become red, right? So don't forget, there's a 3-way to select an object to make the CSS to render it. Okay. I think we pretty much just done today. Yeah, so today I talked about inline, external, style, three type of CSS selector, and I talk about the first 4 elements of the HTML, and we wrote our first HTML page, right? That sounds pretty good, and we're gonna run out of time. So I'm sorry we don't have more time to talk about some questions, but you can, if you want, you can put it in this part, questions and answers, this part. So I can attach my answer to your questions. And finally, don't forget, if you want, you can give a little bit feedback to my workshop. This one. I put it here. Okay, I saw one question here. I saw one question. So how can I learn more about HTML CSS? Good. I'll just have a quick answer of it. Already attached more resources here. This one. This is the most common way for me. You can say I always use this website when I want to explain more. So if you want find something, you can just click it, and they have all the tag used by HTML. All the tag. See? Everything. You can search, use this to search. Everything you want. They have CSS too. And about CSS, I want I'll close it. Talk a little bit more because it's more complicated. So some people might want to build the website on the or like build an app on the mobile phone, like so. Most websites when we see it we're on the computer, but now we have phone, so this phone, their screen is smaller, they're narrow, so the original like website HTML or CSS codes might not fit on this mobile phone or iPad or any other devices. So that we need a responsive design. Yeah, just check out flags and grid on Google. You will get more information about that. And for CSS, you have more way to make your website beautiful, but they're very complicated. You need to calculate like a bunch of numbers like that. So yeah, you need framework. You can use Bootstrap. This is the most common framework of CSS. Yeah, if you want, you can check it out. Yeah, yeah, because we're almost running out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, this was great. I'm going to go and stop the recording so we can move on to our next one. But